You are listening to the Marc Guzman Podcast Experience. So I do property management, and big topic in Richmond is rent control. Rent control recently passed. So I get a lot of owners that come to me, and they don't quite understand the process of how rent control works, and mainly the initial steps. Like, they come to me, well, what do I need to do to register? What's the process to get the property registered with the rent board and be in compliance?
In terms of
and you had the fun job of when it passed, your office was an interim rent board.
That's exactly right. And we had staff members from my office, I think, that did a great job with that. Our philosophy in terms of setting up the systems was to make it paperless and try to make it as easy as possible for landlords and tenants. And so
and thank you for that option, by the way.
Oh, sure. Excuse me. And so the best thing for landlords to do is to go on the city's website, and there's a very pronounced rent board section. You can register all your properties online. We encourage people to do that, and it establishes the base rent. It's important to have that baseline information in there, and so the idea was to make it as simple as possible. If you don't want to do it online, you can go into the rent office and fill out the form. That's always a possibility, but most people want to try to do it online and avoid some of the paperwork. But that's the easiest way is to look at our rent board site, and what I understand from talking to landlords, they say it goes very smoothly.
Mm-hmm. And I believe many people don't know this, is that if you're a landlord and you have an agent or a property management company, you have to register them as an agent for your property, correct?
I think that's right. I think that's part of the registration process and the information collection. Part of that is simply we want to make sure that we're getting information to the group that needs to know it. And so that's why it's helpful to have the property manager as well.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say it's pretty convenient and easy to go online and just register the property. For the property owners out there, you also need the business license, which the business license has been around since what year? I want to say 2000? Maybe even older than that?
I think it may be even older than that. I think that the rental property piece was added in the late 1990s. So it's been around a long time, and probably maybe not enforced the way it should have been in terms of collections. And when I say that, it's not really just about collecting all the money we can, but we want to make sure everybody complies. It's sort of it's just fair. But
you need that in order to register the property with the rent board.
That's correct. Right. You need to be in compliance with the business license ordinance and register the property, and hopefully things will go smoothly from there.
Now, are a lot of departments trying to switch more and more to a paperless system?
Well, we are. We maybe not as fast as even we should be, but we are moving in that direction. One of the things that we're doing, just as an example, is for just in our building department, is to have online arrangement for inspections and phone arrangement for inspections, so you don't have to come in to call for an inspection.
And that's active right now?
That, I think, is being rolled out within the next few months.
Okay.
And really, it helps us in terms of being more productive, and that's what, we were talking before about the recession. I think that one thing that, as we downsized through attrition, one of the things our employees have done really well is become more productive using technology and using the way they deploy staff. I think that, and people are doing a good job.
Mm-hmm. Now, as a city manager, you're managing multiple. Thank you for listening to this podcast short. For more podcast content, be sure to subscribe to all of our podcast channels on YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Libsyn, Castbox, Podbean, and literally anywhere else you listen to podcasts.